from wherever you're catching us from. Luze Andrew Anderson is my name. I'm of course super excited to be here. I'm not doing okay. I'm not doing fine, but of course I decided to come through. We're not going to be here for long. We are not going to be here for long. I want to start by saying good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you are catching me from. Luze Andrew Anderson is my name. And of course, I want to first check through. I see if our sound is beautiful, nice and lovely. Let me first check here. I see if the sound is good. We're not going to be here for long because I'm not feeling really fine, yeah? Okay. Yes, the sound is nice. So what's up? How are you doing? Luze Andrew Anderson is my name. Super excited, of course, to be here, just like how we always do it. Today we've come in a little bit late. Yeah, we've come in at around it is 10:33. Of course, today has been really a hectic day. But anyway, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night from wherever you are catching me from. Luze Andrew Anderson is my name. And of course, each time I come here, I first have to tell you that of course we started off, we were doing initially politics, and for some reasons 2026 we decided to change it. So we are no longer doing politics on this channel for the reasons I'll be telling you. I dedicated 15 years, as I told you, 15 years. I dedicated 15 years of my life, of course, doing entertainment. Then after doing entertainment, because President, of course, Bobby Wine was a good friend, so I decided to submit or to put up my channel PCM Uganda to be used for a good cause. And of course, 2026, since I'm a single dad, I stay with my son. I've been with my son since he was 1. Now he's going to be making 4. So that means I've been with him for like 3 years. So I had to provide for him. So I decided, he started school. Yeah, he started school on the 10th of February. That's when he started school. So there was no way I was still going to be doing politics. So we left politics and we started doing different content now. But anyway, as long as you're still tuned in, I want to say thank you very much. Just like how we supported, during that time when we were doing politics, I think it should be the same way, to support me. But anyway, ever since we changed the trend, of course, we have our new subscribers. Yes, of course, very many people left when we changed the kind of content we do. Yeah, very many people left because they wanted politics. And we are glad that some of you or those who left, because we don't want a big number. We want a few people. Let me first remove this word here. We want a few people. Yeah, we want a few people. The ones at least I can chat with, me myself. Yes, the number you're seeing here, that is my WhatsApp number. Yes, this number you're seeing here. Yeah, that's my WhatsApp number. So we don't need to be so many. Yeah, we don't need to be so many. I want to have a few people, of course, we can support, whereby we can support each other, to develop, to grow, to grow together. So the smaller the number, I think the better. Yeah, the smaller the number, the better. So those ones who felt like, they felt disappointed because we changed the kind of content we do and left, thank you very much for leaving, because that means you're not our target audience. Our targeted audience is now different. But anyway, what have I come to talk about today? Today, we're not going to be here, by the way, for so long because I'm feeling tired a little bit, yes. Of course, I first had to shower my son, then after showering him, of course, I had to cook. I cooked a little bit late, so, and tomorrow is school, so we have to wake up early. Sometimes we wake up a little late and, he misses school, so I want to make sure that tomorrow he doesn't miss school. So there's something I had come to talk about. Sometimes, when have you noticed when we are growing up, we have friends we have grown up with. Yeah, I have one of my friends I grew up with, and I thought, we kept promising ourselves. He's a boy, by the way. We kept promising ourselves that at any one point, if one of us makes it in life, of course, we'll call the other, so that we all succeed together. And most of us have that mentality, like, when things work out, I will come for my family. That's why some of you end up going abroad. to work out your future. And when you reach there, now you're like, at least let me send for my relatives, let me send for my wife and my kids and my friends, so that we can all come for greener pastures. But that's one of the biggest mistakes some of the people do. There are people who are like in prison, let me say, you've been in prison for a very long period of time, and time reaches and you're like, if we get out, of course we will connect again and do greater things. Most of the times, most of the people think, it is good, because the way how we grow up, as we grow up, more so here in Africa, the way we grow up, it's like we're supposed to be helping each other. We are good people, so we help each other. If you have a little, then you can give a little to your friends. We share. That is the word. We share. Basically, we have good hearts, and that being having a good heart is one of the worst things, and sometimes it ends up becoming a nightmare. You find someone, they got married, let me say it's a lady who got married, and they end up bringing their relatives, their sisters into this marriage, or they bring their friends for sleepovers, such kind of things. So most of the times when we are in that kind of a mode that whenever, if one day I make it, I'll go for my friends, I'll go for my relatives. It is a good thing, it's a good feeling, because you're like, it's being supportive, that's the word. But one thing I noticed, that is one of the worst things anyone could ever do. It's one of the worst things someone could ever do. I remember when I joined TV, I had my friend, we grew up together, we went to the same schools, we were together since we were in primary, secondary, we went to the same school, then life, he was staying somewhere, I was staying somewhere different. When I got my first job, of course I had to call for that friend of mine. When I had got my first job at WBS TV, so I had to call for him. He came through. He was one of the guys who first dressed me up, designed me like the clothes you're supposed to put on when you go into TV. So he was a good friend of mine. So he came through, but of course things were not working out like the way we hoped. Then later on, of course, in life, I started doing things. I'm into tech, so I called him to teach him the things that I do. And when he came, I think it was the biggest mistake I've ever done. So the one who, we were friends since childhood. Now when he came, because now I felt like, I've started figuring out life. So I called for him, to teach him some of the things I was doing so that he could also figure out his life. Not knowing, that was the worst thing I've ever done. Whenever you're with people, whenever you're with the friends, if you spend like years minus seeing the people you call friends, and you take a long time minus seeing them, one thing you have to know is they change. People change, and they are not the same as you left them. If you're separated, even if you're related, your siblings, and you have sisters and brothers, all friends, if you separate, life treats us differently. And remember, for the people who have been following, I've always kept telling you, we are who we are because of the environment, we associate with, the people we hang out with, we become basically that. If you left this modern life, and you went in the village, now like me, I'm off grid currently. I'm off grid where I am. I don't associate a lot with people. So if I stay this side for like a year, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, and I'm still this side in off grid, and just me and my son, as I told you, for the people who have been following, I'm a single dad. I stay with my son. I'm a dedicated single father, 24/7. So if I stay this side for like 3, 4 years or 5 years, guess what will happen? I'll change. I'll not be the same person I used to be. Why? Because of the environment I'm in. The environment basically changes us, just like how I told you last time that in case you have 5 prayerful friends, if you're not careful, you're going to be the 6th one. In case you have people who like watching ball, football, in case you hang out 5 of the people who like watching ball, before you know it, you're also going to start watching ball. In case you're among 5 people who are so ambitious with their lives, before you know it, you're going to be the 6th. In case you're with people who drive cars, In case you're in an estate where everyone drives cars, before you know it, you basically start driving. So you end up becoming the kind of environment you associate with. So when you separate with these people, your friends or relatives, and you spend years minusing each other, you change. You change. And the people, now you could be like, I had my friend, so when I come back we are going to continue where we ended. Before you know it, this person really changed. They are not the way you left them. They are different people, and most times you've also changed in a way you don't understand. So I called for my friend. Of course, when he came through, I didn't know that by the time I was with him, he was now a different person by the time he has come back. So he ended up doing funny things. So at the end of the day, the things that we had promised ourselves to do when we grow up, when one of us makes it, we have to help the other person. So at the end of the day, it ended up, being the worst sad story. So we ended up separating. So this is the thing. We have people from, maybe people we went with at school, maybe people we were with since childhood. When they separate, when the world separates us, those people change. So they are not the people they used to be then. You get the point? So when we get this in our mind and we think that, being with them will help us develop more, sometimes they are either going to lag us behind. Because now when my friend came, because now I had stopped partying. So now before I know it, was like, you got some little money in the bank, I think we should go withdraw some, we go have some nice time. Before I know it, I had started doing the things that I had left. You get the point? He was stuck like the way we were when we were still kids. The things we used to do, he was stuck there. And now me, I had changed. And he told me, Anderson, you changed. And I'm like, yeah, I changed. I'm not the other person you knew then. Because now I want to be serious with my life. I'm a single dad. I stay with my son. So you don't think or you don't hope that I will do the things I used to do when I was still young. So things change. And for him, it was like, no, with me, I cannot change. We have to be like the way we used to be. So now, before I know it, late at night, we've moved out of the house. We've gone for some simple parties. The things that I had stopped doing like for years, now he was dragging me back. He was taking me back to the life that I really didn't want, because I had brought him over. So before I know it, I noticed that I'm messing up my life now. The things that I really didn't want to do and I stopped doing, now because he's around and he's a friend and you're supposed to be loyal, now I'm doing those things. I was like, these things are not adding up. I tried talking to him. I tried showing him the things I watch, even on my phone. For the people who've been following, I've been telling you, if you're not serious, the things you watch on your phone, the things you see on your phone, you basically become that. Even without you knowing sometimes, if people do a lot of gossip, now like when I used to do TV, it was always about gossip, this artist did this artist this, I reached a time and I was like, but this is vague. I cannot have a job just to do gossip from year to year. So I just woke up one day and I'm like, I'm done with these things. So now he is dragging me back. Either they would lag you behind, they will drag you back, or they will slow you. So that's why sometimes, for the people again who have been following, I've been telling you about isolation. If you want to do anything in life, isolate. When you isolate, now you don't have anyone influencing you. You get the point? You don't have anyone influencing you. Sometimes we do things we wouldn't have done, but because of the people we are hanging out with, they end up influencing us into doing some things. If you hang around girls, who sleep around with boys, before you know it, if you stay with them long enough, trust me, you're also going to start doing the same. If you hang around boys, who are always chasing girls, if you hang out around them for quite a good period of time, guess what? You're also going to start chasing girls. So that's why I was trying to force him to watch the things that I watch. And I noticed the time we had separated, he had really changed. Basically, I would do nothing about it. So until I made a decision, I'm like, you know what, man? I think you gotta leave now. You gotta leave. you gotta leave. Sometimes you have to make such kind of choices. It really hurt me so much that even now sometimes I think about it, but sometimes, you know, some people got to, you just have to let go. That's one of the videos we did, even we did a live about it. Sometimes we just have to let go, you know. When I was with I've had a couple of people, yeah, sometimes you just have to be determined. If someone is lagging you behind, you rather let them be, you let them. So back on our topic, that, you know, if you bring these people and you think, you know, you will go faster with them and you will develop more faster, sometimes they end up dragging us. And when they drag you, or they slow you down, or they will influence you, and again you will not reach. So sometimes it's good, in case now you've matured enough, you know, you've made, you know, you're in the journey of making it. Sometimes it's really very nice and really very good, you know, to stick in there alone. Yeah, make it until it is done, and now you're comfortable. Yeah, you've been on this journey. Let me say, you want to start up your business. First, start up your business, work with the strangers, do the networking, be alone, start up the business until you feel like now it is stable enough. You know, those things you want to do, you want to buy land and then build a house. When everything is basically done and now no one can drag it behind because now it is stable, then that is the right time you can pull over your friend, and then you're like, you know, come join me, you know, let me teach you this, so that, you know, we can all develop together. But when you're still in the process and you get these people, they will drag you. They'll drag you. Again, I've done this, I think, a couple of times, and I notice it really doesn't work out. It really, when I opened up my first company, of course, that is it was called Viral Short. It was called Viral. It was called Short Viral Media. Yeah. So again, I called other friends because I wanted us to develop together, because I used to believe so much into teamwork. I believed so much into teamwork. Like, you cannot do anything alone. You have to be a team. You get the point? You have to be a team to do something. But now I've realized late in life, that's why I decided to, that's why I told you that I'm going to be here to share some of these stories, so that you can also get something to, you know, to benefit out of. Yeah. So I call these people again because, you know, I had a camera person, I had a photographer, I had an editor, I had, you know, it was a full team. And it also ended up with a sad story. Yeah. So now this friend of mine, still the same thing happened. Recently, a couple of months, like 3 of them, I called up one of my friends, still the same thing happened. So at the end of the day, it's okay to work with strangers, to network with strangers, because these people, in case you call up your girlfriends, the one you used to be with, yeah, you know, your friends who are girls, that's what I'm meaning, and you're a girl, so you call them up, or you call your boys, and you're still in the process. As I told you, they will drag you, and sometimes because they know your past, then they judge you. When you tell them things are possible, you can make things happen for them, because they know your past and they know your weaknesses. They feel like it is impossible, so they'll be like, that is impossible. I have one of my sisters, you know, when I was doing some project and I was telling her my dream, and she was like, that's impossible, that is too expensive, it's impossible, you cannot do that. Because she knows me, I've grown up with her, so she feels she feels like she knows what I can and I cannot do. So now she's bringing what we would call the negative energy. So she brings in the negative energy and she's like, you cannot do that. And I'm like, it is possible. So that's when I picked up and I really realized what people used to say, I don't want to hang out with people who are negative. I could not pick it, but now at that point I could get it, because now, you know, we are striving, we are hustling our life, and I'm telling her we can do this, and she's telling me we cannot. And I'm like, I can do it, and she's like, you cannot. Why? Because I've grown with her. She knows my past. Basically, she knows what I can and I cannot do. So that's why it is always very okay, yeah, to network with new people who just don't know nothing about you. Have you ever been there? Let me say you have a sister, a brother who is a doctor or is a lawyer. For some reasons, you're always doubtful about them. They're like, you're sick and it is your sister going to work on you. You just feel like, this one, Remember when you used to play as kids, you know the mess she does when she's at home. So now she's going to come and get an injection, you know, to treat you. You're like, nah, let me get someone different. Why? Because you know their past, you know their weaknesses, so you feel like they are not qualified. Imagine now you have a case, yeah, a case, you have to go to court, and then you have your bad day, yeah, your bad day you grow up with, and now he's the one going to defend you as a lawyer. You'll be like, nah, this one cannot. But again, you easily trust someone you don't know. You get other people trust your person, but you cannot trust them because you know their past. So you get the point. So now you're like, nah, that one cannot work on me. So now, because these people know your weaknesses, if you think you're going to pull them up because now you feel like you're getting there, when they come in your life, trust me, things are not going to work out. And because they know you, so now you're not going to be giving directives. Yeah, you cannot instruct them to do something because they know you, they know your background. They're like, you now, you know, there is that kind of minimizing, yeah, because they know you. So that's why I've done that mistake over 4 times, and that's why today I felt I'm not feeling good. I feel tired and a little sick, but I felt no, because I promised every day from 10 to 11 I'm supposed to be. I was like, no, let me create some time. So at the end of the day, it is okay not to work with these people. Yeah, don't work with your relatives. Most of the people advise it when you open up businesses, but again, don't bring these people. Don't bring them. You've heard of families whereby, you know, a girl got married, and now because she's married and she had her best friend, so now calls over the best friend or calls over the relatives. Before you know it, now the husband has cheated on the friends, you know, she brought in the house. So at the end of the day, it is okay to keep those people a little bit away from you. It is really, really okay until when you're stable and you're fine and you feel like everything is nice now. It cannot be dissembled. Yeah, so now there you could be like, you know, they can come through. So me, I did that mistake. I did it over 4 times, and you know, I kept regretting. Now my best friend, who used to be my best friend since childhood, now we no longer talk. Why? Because now we had spent a lot of time seeing each other. So I thought I was dealing with someone who had matured, and for him, he doesn't want to mature up. He doesn't want to man up. The things we used to do, he feels like we should keep doing the same things. And then, you know, I told you about the other kid, you know, we got about 4. But it is very important, you know, you go into that journey alone. And that journey, you know, when I started being alone, last year, 2026, the whole of the year 2026, I kept indoors for 1 year. Me and my son, I could not go for parties, I could not go for burials, I could not go for graduations, I could not go for nothing for a whole year. Why? Because I felt like time was running out from me. I felt like time was really going out and running out from me. I felt like the things I would have done, there are things I felt like I would have done already, but now time is going. You know, as you know, I told you, time is one of the biggest assets, you know, anyone can ever have. That's why people leverage, you know, like, you know, someone opens up a business and then they call you and they give you a job. Basically, they are buying your time. So time. Tyler, move away from the fridge. This kid has closed himself in the fridge. No. You go in bed. I'm going to bring you juice. You go to bed, yeah. Tomorrow is school. So at the end of the day, sometimes you have to let these people go. You just have to let go. Me, it doesn't matter if I have a goal, even if I'm married, yeah, and I feel this lady is really dragging me behind, yeah, and basically I'm not focusing on my goals, I would let them go. Because at the end of the day, what is it that you choose? To reach a little, because most of the people say, you know, when you move alone, you move smanya, whatever, but when you move as a team, you go further. But there are people who keep, you know, lagging you behind. So sometimes you just have to let them go. I let my guy go. I told him point and blank that, you know what, I feel we cannot be together anymore. I think this is not working out. He felt bad, I felt bad, but you know, my dreams come number one. So as long as someone is not, if we are not all focusing on the same goal, then I'm not in. I'm not in. Because I'm so much disciplined, though, as I told you, that even me, I'm just learning these things. I'm just learning the things I'm telling you about. I'm in the process of learning. Right now, even the things I watch, even on my phone, anything I watch, as long as it's not adding anything on me. I have friends who used to call me and they're like, hey, what's up with this kind of artist? And I'm like, I no longer watch those things. I no longer follow those things. Why? Because I feel they don't add nothing to me to go towards my goals. Yeah. So anyone who is lagging me behind, I would rather let them be. I'd rather let them be. And at first it was so lonely. I've never been so lonely, depressed as I passed through that journey. It was really, 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 really very hard. But right now, I'm starting to get used. Now I'm off grid. Some of my sisters don't talk to them. I don't care. I don't care because I have a goal. I don't care whoever, everyone, I don't care who stays behind. As long as they are not helping me move towards my goal, then I'd rather leave them. And that's basically what you're supposed to do. Most of the people do that mistake, and some people just have bad energy, because from childhood you've been together, now you started up a business, now you're calling them. You don't know why some of the people are the way they are. Some people are meant not to be successful in some things, and now you're basically forcing them into your space. Protecting your space is important. Me watching, even listening to something, as long as it's not adding on towards my goal, I don't listen. Some of those things we really learn a little late in life, and you're like, I wish there was someone who could talk to me. Now a person like me, like the way how I grew up, no mom, no dad, no uncles, no aunties, no nothing. No uncle, no auntie, no relatives. So at the end of the day, the way I grew up is really different from how some other people grew up. So at the end of the day, some of these things we learn later in life. And when we learn later in life, it's really not that easy. You get the point. It's not that easy. So that's why I was like, we left the other kind of content. We do this kind. Tyler, what? Oh, okay, they are dogs. So at the end of the day, it's important, as I told you, time waits for no one, man. Time waits for no one. And remember, we all have equal time, 24 hours. So if we have all 24 hours, how are you using it? Anything that doesn't add on, even if it's a phone call, yeah? Even if it's a phone call, I don't call people to just jazz about anything. And because I told you what you put in is basically what comes out, I talk about basically the same things almost every day. The things I talk, the things I watch, all of them going towards one thing, the goals I want. And as I told you, that it's very good to make goals and have targets which are really what attainable. So I want a few things, just a few things. And not until I get those few things, even dating, no dating here. No dating here. No dating here. Even those things of pleasure, yeah? Girlfriend, boyfriend, pleasure. No, nada. It's been now 3 years. 3 years, nothing. Why? Because sometimes, sometimes I have now that friend of mine, I'm telling you about, the one, we separated. Sometimes he could go, he could use a lot of things. He could smoke, he could smoke drugs, he could drink, he could basically use everything, yeah? Everything that messes up someone's head, he could use all of them. And I'm like, each time you take those things, it means you're celebrating something, yeah? So what are you celebrating? Do you know the reason they brought those things of alcohol, and then champagne? Those things, they drink them when you're celebrating something, yeah? You drink when you're celebrating something, when you have attained something, when you have achieved something in life. That's why on parties, that's when they bring the champagnes, housewarming, they bring champagne. But now someone is there, you don't have a job, you don't know what is going on in your life, and you're drinking. What are you celebrating? What are you celebrating, man? What are you celebrating? Because people drink when they are celebrating something. So this guy of mine, he was happy the entire time when things are not moving right. What is it that you're celebrating? So now the same thing with these things of kalika pom pom fire them say pleasure, girlfriend, boyfriend, pleasure. Why are you having pleasure when you're broke? When things are not moving on right? Now me, it's been 3 years. Nothing, no, nothing. Why? Because what is it that I'm celebrating? Yeah. You're there, you're going to conjugate and do those things. Why are you doing those things? Yeah. When you don't have a job, when you've not cleared your life out, why? Really, why? That's why I don't want to get involved even in these things of girlfriend, boyfriend. Why? Because I feel I still have a long way to go. So if I got a girlfriend, that is an award. Yeah, getting a girlfriend or a boyfriend is an award for the things you've achieved in life. So now, Anderson, me, why am I really, celebrating life? What is it that I'm celebrating? So this friend of mine could be high, and I was like, we cannot catch her. So sometimes, you have to let these people be there. Yeah, you let them be there, whether they're your sisters, your brothers. You have to let them be there, because at the end of the day, they will drag you behind. And sometimes they mess your life up. They mess you up, and you start regretting. You're like, why did I even bring them in my space? But now nothing to do. You already brought them in your space, and now they've messed it up. So it is okay. Networking, working with new people who know nothing about you is way better than working with the people who know about your background. Because for them, they are prone to even judging you. They judge you, and they feel, you're supposed to treat them a given way because you're friends, because you're relatives. And when sympathy and then treating them the special way starts getting involved, that's when everything now fails. So these people, we have to let them be. We have to let them stay there. Imagine you're a girl, things are moving on well, and then you're bringing all your family. Because now you're starting to be okay. Now you feel it's the right time to bring all your relatives, so that you can all develop together. Yeah, that's a wrong move. I did that 4 times and it never worked out. It never worked out. So I had to let go. Yeah. If something is not helping me move towards my goals, I'm out. To the minimum, to the least of the things. Like I dream, I sleep, I wake up, the same goals. So if anything is deviating me from my plans and my goals, I keep away that. That's why when I decided like 2026 we are going to change content, I didn't care whether it was paying. I didn't care whether I was going to start afresh from zero, because now we are 9 here. Yeah, we are 9 people watching. But by then we used to have like 2K, 4K, 5K people watching. But I felt it wasn't really impacting. I felt I wanted to share some of my stories and the things in case my son grows up, the videos he will watch and he'll be proud of me. So I didn't care. I was like, we are going to start afresh. Whether I be having 2 people watching, yes, I'm going to be doing that. And I always put up a time frame, which is 6 months, to see the result. 6 months. Because initially when I was trying to stay with my son, I gave it 3 months to see if I can survive. I noticed I can survive, just the 2 of us. Then I went for 6 months, I could survive. Again, we went for 1 year. Now I'm used. So now it is the same thing we are doing on this channel. I didn't mind whether it will pay bills, I was like, no. Now this time it has to be me. That's why most of the people were like, Anderson, where have you been? Yeah, I was in the struggle, but now 2026, things changed. Why did they change? I have a son to take care of. And I feel like these are the stories when he grows up, I would want him to watch. You imagine if I do like 1 million videos, he will grow up and he'll be proud of the dad that he got. That even if I'm not there, he's like, at this point, what would dad say? At this point, what would dad do? And he will have those videos to watch. You get the point. So I didn't care how many people will be here. No, I was like, I don't mind. I don't mind. As long as I put up what I want. And when you do something you love, sometimes you don't feel like you're working. That's why I told people I don't feel like I've ever worked. When I used to work on TV, basically stand there. Even sometimes I would tell my bosses, and I'm like, now you guys, you mean when I come here I'm working? And they're like, yeah, you're working. So I'm like, I leave home, I come here, cameras are in front of me, and then I start talking. Then at the end of the day, you pay me. They're like, yeah. I'm like, this is easy. I can do this anytime, any day. You get the point. So when you're doing something you really love, yeah, sometimes it is effortless. You don't feel like today. I felt like really. I feel like I'm really sick. I don't know. I feel weak, but I'm like sitting here and talking. So that means I can do this a billion times. And when you're doing something you love and you like, it doesn't matter whether it pays off, whether it doesn't pay off. You're basically doing something you love. Just like staying with my son, I love it. I'm used to it. That every time I want to be with him, so I'm used. It's no longer now a task. Tyler, you go sleep. What juice? Okay, let me give you. Okay, my son wants some juice. A minute, but I'm going to keep talking. So at the end of the day, if it's good to do the things you love. When you do something you don't like and it's like you're forcing it, yeah. Do you know what happens? You feel drained. You feel drained because you're working hard. Yeah, you feel drained. Because you're doing something basically. Because you're doing something basically you don't like. Yeah. So you feel like you're working too much. By the way, let me show you this. I bought this, so each time he wants juice, I get here. Now we are going to share this one here. Yeah. So let me put some water. So at the end of the day, when you're doing something you don't want, yeah, it drains you. You feel like you're working hard, yeah. But now me, I do things that I like, and now that I've grown. And I don't care how people judge me. I don't care what people talk about me. If you're there and you still think of what will people... I made a video about that, I think. You're there like, if in case I do this, how will people see me, yeah? In case I do this, Tyler, come for your juice. Come, you're going to drink from here. I don't want you to pour water there. I don't want you to pour... Don't pour. So I'm at the point where I don't fear people judging me. I don't care, because at the end of the day I noticed when I went off grade, by the way, when I went off grade, I used to stay with people, I used to have a lot of you have chaos in your life, yeah. This one is saying this one is saying this. But now when I went off grade, everything changed, yeah. I feel I'm more settled. I feel more comfortable. I feel like I'm not in any kind of mess. Yeah, I feel good about me. I feel healthier. I feel nice. I feel like I spend a lot of time with my son. I feel like I feel good. Even when I don't have most of the things, by the way. Even when I'm working on my character. But these are the things I decided to work on, and I'm like, this is now the life I chose to, So sometimes we have to let our relatives and our friends, we leave them there. We work on ourselves. When everything is fine, now we can bring them in our space. But if we bring them when we haven't yet, done it, just like how I told you last time, it's not good for you to give a hand, yeah? To give a hand, like you've made most of the people who are abroad, and then I call you, I'm like, yo man, help me with 100k, help me with 50k. You're not supposed to help no one before you are really fine. Those are some of the things, again, I learned late in life. I just learned that just like I think 1 year ago. Like, helping people, you're supposed to be fine, totally fine, then you start helping other people. But you cannot help other people when you're also still struggling. At the end of the day, you'll be struggling, and again you're helping other people, and now you will keep struggling forever. You rather first sort yourself, be okay. When you're okay, then you can give a hand. So supporting these people, like, let me call my brother, let me call my sister, let me call my friend, because we grew up, we went to school together. Now you've started up business and then you're calling them up. Oh yeah, that's not healthy. Most times it doesn't work out. It doesn't work out. They will mess you up, they will drag you behind. So that's why it's good to do isolate. I did a video called isolate. When I isolated, I'm telling you guys, I learned a lot of things. More so when it comes to life. I've learned a lot of things that now I'm just a little more clever. I'm a little more knowledgeable. I'm a little, I don't know, but it's a good feeling, yeah? It's a good feeling, and you don't have to be there to think of what will this person say about me in case I did this. You reach that lugezigezi kajanja. I don't know, is it lugezigezi kajanja? Those people who are getting a little old, they develop some given kind of character, like they don't give you get, like they don't give you reach that stage, and when you reach that stage, it's really very important. It's important because now the way you see things is basically different from the way how everyone sees it. There is nothing, and one thing I've also learned, if you focus on one thing and you're like, I want this, if you focus on it, I'm telling you, you can get anything as long as you focus on it. You imagine, and if you can think about it, then that is good to go, because you think about it. For the people who traveled and they left the country, it first came as an idea. When it comes as an idea, like, I should go work abroad. When you get it as an idea, then what happens? Then you work on your passport. You get the passport. After getting the passport, you're like, which country? I want to go to this country, or Arab countries. Then before you know it, you go to the embassy, you do the needful, the paperwork. Before you know it, now you're in a plane, you're going. So that means you cannot do something you haven't thought about. You get the point? If you've not thought about something, then you basically cannot do it. So it's important, very, very important, to be intentional. That's the word. I like using that word, intentional. So me, everything I do, I'm intentional. I basically know the end results of why I'm doing something. I just don't do anything. I have to know, why am I doing this? What are going to be the repercussions, the consequences? If it's not in any way towards my goals, I don't do that. So it is the same thing with these people who know your background. You've grown up with them. They know your weaknesses. You just have to let them behind, man. That I've just learned like 2 months ago. And I'm like, that was a big mistake I was doing. But the good thing, there's always time, There's always time to adjust. It's never too late, to correct some of those things. At least you can, you can try to catch up. The good thing is to admit that, I messed up there. You admit it, you accept it. And after accepting it, you're like, good, it happened. So how am I correcting it? So now I don't bring people in my space. Nah. Just like dating. You want things when you have a goal, and now you're dating. I told you, these girls, the things they want, they demand. They demand for attention, they demand for time, they demand for, good things. They are basically just demanding. But you're also trying to figure out your life. You've not even yet figured it out. Again, you're into a relationship that really drains you. A girl who doesn't even have direction. Me, sometimes even when I meet girls, I ask them, what is it that you want to achieve? What's your plan? What is it? What are you up to? If she cannot tell me nothing, then because those are the people who live in autopilot. You meet them, you're like, guys, we should go to a bar. Yes, we go. You meet her, You're like, we should go watch a match here. Then and you're like, how do you move? You move like you don't move on plan. Anything that comes takes you. Everything that comes takes you. No. Me, I cannot live like that. I cannot live like that at all. I can't. Everything on plan. Of course, Johanna Nakamate. Johanna Nakamate. I think I pronounced it well. Johanna Nakamate. BCM, I'm glad to see you, Mukwano. I'm super glad, of course. Today you're the first one to comment. Yeah, we changed the kind of content we were doing. We were into politics. Now we changed. We are into human interests, things that develop us. Yeah, things that develop us, that makes us grow. Yeah, things that I will feel proud for my son to watch. Yeah, so every day, of course, from 10 to 11, I'm always here. We jazz. Then during daytime, we do a little bit of uploads. And the reason why I put my WhatsApp number there is that we can interact. We can talk. Yeah. Johanna Nakamati. Exactly 100%. I pronounced the name well. So at the end of the day, man, some of the people, we just have to let them be. You let them be. Me, the reason why I'm a single dad is because the mama of my son had a different direction with life. It's not like we fought. No, we didn't fight. It's not like we cheated on each other. We didn't. But she had a different goal in her life, and I had a different goal. So we were not really at par. So which could not work out. So everyone decided to go their way. Nice and lovely. Yeah. But the struggle is continuing. Yeah, the struggle is continuing, man. I think, let me tell you, Nakamate, what happened. I sacrificed 15 years when I was working on TV. I was working for people. So again, when the president came, because he was my friend before even politics, I was like, let me dedicate this channel for the cause. I was 100% sure 2026 Bobby Wine was supposed to be the president. 100% sure. And when he becomes president, then I go back to doing my things. Guess what happens? This is Uganda. Things didn't go as we planned. So now, because I have a son and I'm a single dad, I had to do something for me. For me and my son. So there wasn't any way we were going to be doing politics anymore. So we left politics because I had to eat. Most of the people didn't know that Andrew Anderson was the one running BCM. Yeah, most of the people didn't know. So I didn't have no support. I never used to put my number there for the people to support me now. Why? Because I also feared Chivoho. So it was really hard. So not until I was like, let me leave, just like how the president also disappeared. Yeah, that is Kwebidam. We know Kwebidam. So I was like, let me change content. And I will be with the people who love this kind of content. And those who felt bad that I had changed the kind of content and left, thank you very much for leaving, because we didn't need you. And of course, now we are using English 98%. And of course, you love Uganda. And because I have friends in Kenya, Tanzania, and in other countries, I felt like we were supposed to use English so that we can all communicate and understand each other. So, Johanna, that's why we changed the content. Yeah, so now this is the kind of work we are going to be putting up. Yes, but we are demanding our victory. Yeah. The president said, we're not Kwebidam, because I did journalism at UMCAT, and when we were doing journalism, they told me one thing. They say there is no story worth your life. If you feel the kind of story you're going to do, you can end up dead, don't do that story. So now, as we are demanding for victory, you have to save your life. That's why even the president himself disappeared. You get? So if you're demanding for the victory and you go and those people, they are heartless and they do bad things to you, and then you die, that will be very bad. You get? That will be very bad. So we have to tobanga walidde okulya. Now that is very good. So now I'm so grown that I don't care what people talk about me. Walya salya, I don't care. Over ndidde, over siridde. This is my life and my son. So we're all working to survive, you know. We are working to survive. I'm not going to be dense enough, you know, to lose my life. I'm not the one who brought this Uganda. I found it here and I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it here. Uganda, I'm going to leave it here. I found it like this. I will leave also. So I'm not going to be someone's Jesus. You get? I cannot be someone's Jesus to die for your sins. You see, even Jesus died, but he knew he would resurrect. Yeah, he knew I will die, but I will resurrect. Now here you die in real life. You die once, you don't come back. You don't come back, you're gone. And of course, thank you very much, Johanna. Yeah, so you know, it is really absurd, you know, like when we change content and then some people left. I was like, these guys are they are not serious. I was in the struggle for 7 years. Now, instead of supporting your own, again, they are leaving. Very dense people, very dense, very dense. But anyway, now I come here for us to share, you know, to share something with life. And it is good when you have few people, you can control them. You can control, but if you have so many people, you cannot control them. Yeah, and of course, there's one thing, yeah. You see, we have, you know, you can be important to someone, yeah. You can be important to someone, but you can not be important forever. So each time you get into someone's life and you're important, just know at any time you will be less important, and by that time your part would have been done and now they have to move on. So each time you're into any kind of relationship, just know as per now you're important, but very soon you're going to lose your importance. And when you lose your importance, they leave you, they drop you. So it's very important, very important to always put that in focus. Like, just know, right now I'm still important. What if time reaches and I'm not important? So now, me, I knew these things here, social media, you know, I knew time will come. You know, 2026 was my deadline. Yeah, was my deadline to do politics. Now we are mainly doing human interest stories. And for the people who stay. Those people who don't want to stay, they should go, because we don't need them. We don't need them. And for some reasons, I don't want to. Anyway, we'll talk about that. But anyway, my friends from Rwanda, Kenya, Tanzania, for the new subscribers who came through, I want to say thank you very much, of course, for subscribing. Those who, I have some who WhatsApped me, thank you very much. I got some reactions and I really felt good about that. Yeah, I felt good about that. You know, I want us to build a community. Yeah, a community where we empower each other, we develop each other. Things that add value in us, not to do things for partying and then that's outgrown that. Outgrown that. But things to develop each other, oh my goodness, I love those ones. They are business. Yeah, those are the things that I want. But anyway, I want to say thank you very much, of course, for the people who have watched through. I started off when I was a little feeling tired, but now I've energized. Yeah, I feel a little stronger. So tomorrow is school. My son is going to school. Today I woke up, we slept late yesterday with my son. So we woke up at 10, 7, 8, 9, 10. And he has to be at school by 8. We woke up at 10. So he didn't go to school. But later, I noticed today was a holiday. Yeah, it's called, do they call them holidays? Today was some holiday, I don't know. Archbishop something, I checked on the calendar, so it was, they were not supposed to get to school. So today I feel like we have to sleep a little early, so that by tomorrow, by 7 sharp, I take him to school. Yeah, so that's why I don't have to delay here. Nyo. Yeah. But anyway, for the guys who have been on, Luzay Andrew Anderson is my name. For the people who watch these videos when they are done, thank you very much. When the live is done and you watch again, thank you very much for your support. It doesn't matter how many we are, but I feel really grateful for the people who always watch. I feel nice. The more videos you will watch, by the way, you will get inspired. Some of these things are the mistakes that I've been doing. Some of these things I'm also just developing to learn them better. Yeah, to learn better. I'm struggling, but at least I'm not where I used to be. Yeah, I'm not yet there, but I'm not like how I used to be. And of course, with isolation and determination, if I focus, I know we'll get there. I know we'll get there. Slowly by slowly, no interruptions. I'm focused to my goal. By the year 2026 ends, Allah. Imagine now I'm off grid. I stay in bushes, by the way, because people were bad. Daddy BCM, greetings from this side. Of course, Alice Nachimoli H90. Yay! Alice Nachimoli, Daddy BCM, greetings from this side. Thank you very much, Alice Nachimoli. But now your names, one is Nakamate, the other one is Nachimoli. Nachimoli flower. So, guys, of course, every time I'm always here from 10 to 11 every day. We do uploads during the day. I'm also on TikTok. I came on TikTok, I think now it's like 2 weeks when I was on TikTok. I have a lot of time. Where I am, by the way, I'm off grid. I'm off grid because people are doing funny things, so I'm off grid. I stay in the bushes with my son, the two of us. We don't have neighbors. Stay in the bush. We've been here for 1 month. Stay in the bush. But of course there is a school in the bush, so it's very far. So I take my son there to study. Because of a lot of things that happened. No girlfriend and I'm not dating. Why? Girls are expensive. And I want to first get my goals. If I get my goals, then there I'll just come and I'll just be pointing you. If you refuse, I'm like, we go take tea in Dubai or we go take tea in France. So if you tell a girl, let's go have tea in France, who can refuse? But now, I don't have money for pedicure, manicure, hair, lotions, Valentine's. I don't have that money. So now, I decided to excuse myself from relationships. No, until when I'm okay, at least I have the burden of my son. I was with him when he was 1. Now he's going to make 4 years. And now I add on a foreign person. I cannot. No. You know, I have a sister. She was like, it is good. You can manage the two. You can balance. These girls are a big distraction. Because now me, I don't go out. I don't go out for parties. I don't validate people. No, I don't validate people. I don't do a lot of things. Yeah. Basically, I don't move. I stay home. So now you get this girlfriend. Now she will tell you she wants to go out to eat ice cream. And I have a son to take care of. And because no. And I don't know who told people that there is age for marriage, that if you don't marry then you're a failure in life. Who said? I don't know who said those things. Whether you get married or you don't, as long as you're happy, your happiness comes number one. Don't let anyone fool you or lie you. Your happiness, I told people, there are people who don't want to get kids, and for them their success is because they don't have kids. And there are people who are like, they go for parties because they are not married. They are like, me, I cannot marry. taking care of another human being, and then they enter your space, and then they start asking you questions. Where are you from? Or who are you talking to on phone? All those are crimes. No. I want to do things whenever I want to do them. If I decide to sleep and I wake up at 1, I'm not answerable to anyone. But now you sleep, they wake you up. Nakamate, of course, Alisa Kozako, hi. Nachimoli is asking Nakamate, hi. So at the end of the day, really, think about it. I don't know. And when people, and now with girls, most of girls nowadays, yeah, when you vibe her and she says yes, when a girl says yes, the next thing, it is like she has signed a job contract. It's like she has gotten a job. Immediately she says yes. Now you're supposed to send airtime, you're supposed to send data. Basically, you start spending. I don't know who told these girls that when you have a boyfriend, they are supposed to provide for you everything. I don't know. So that's why you scared of some of us, and we were potential boyfriends. Potential boyfriends. But you scared the hell out of us. So now we don't want to date. Why? We don't have money to spend. Now I get my car 100. If I have 100K, do you know that 100K can feed me and my son for a month? Because there you can buy posho, you can buy rice, you can buy Irish potato, and you go for a month. Now because you have a girlfriend, she uses it only on her fingernails. Every finger is 10, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. I'm not yet there. I'm not yet there. No. No. Let me chill. I do these things properly. Yeah? I do everything properly. After doing everything nicely, then I'll tell myself, now it is the time to get a girlfriend. But if you're not yet comfortable, because you think about it really, yeah? You think about it this way. You imagine, yeah? You get someone's daughter. Seriously, you get someone's daughter. They've been okay at their place, yeah? Her dad, her mom, they've been giving her food every day. And now, you're the one supposed to give her food. So now, because you are not yet ready, now you're making her life miserable. And yet she was okay. You get? She was okay. So there I'm like, I'm not dating. I don't want. No. I have my son. I have enough baggage. So when the right time comes, unless, by the way, it's not like all girls are like that, yeah? There are some who are good. If you get one who is developmental, though nowadays they are few, but if you get a girl who is developmental, keep that one. But nowadays with this social media, you find her, you think she's sensible, and then the next time you're seeing her and she's selling single, and then dancing these things, and then doing these things. And then you're like, what's the problem with this one? And then they're like manicure. Manicure? They come, they get their phones, and then they are doing videos, and they are doing a 360. It's like they are selling something, yeah? Like when you go to get a shoe, you get a shoe and then you look at it, you change it this side, you try to, fit in your foot to see whether it fits. So now these girls are like, they are on a display like manicure, like for sale, yeah? They come, they show you the chest, then they move behind to show you their bam bam. What is that? Nowadays, and social media has really done more harm than good. Social media has really done more harm than good. These girls think men is a business transaction. Oh God. I thank God that I was born in the 80s. These girls nowadays, and they have caught diseases, yeah? They have STDs, they have HIV, they are sick. That's why nowadays people die in a bad way. People are dying. It's really bad. That's why I decided to go off grid. I have a friend who called me yesterday and was like, how is Uganda? How is everything? I'm like, I'm off grid. I don't know what is happening in Uganda. I stay in the bushes, so I don't know what is happening. I just do things that I like. I just have fun. I don't know what is going on. Because whether I know, whether I don't know, life continues. So as long as my son is okay, I'm okay. I don't have any problem with anyone. Now, only the people that we talk to here, by the way, that's my WhatsApp number there. The people who are here are my new family. Yes, my new family. And I'll be knowing each one by name. And when I come tomorrow, I'll try to make sure I look for Alice Nachimuli. Where are you? Johanna, I'll be asking for you. Later on, we'll make our WhatsApp group. We do things that really add value on us, man. I just hate it that, I don't know. People have groups for partying, going out, but they don't have groups that add value to them. They don't have. May have some skills. I can teach someone something. Like making money online. That's what I know. Making money online, I can teach you, and I'm like, if you do this and you do this and you do this, then you can make money like it. Because now technology has changed, man. Things have changed. If you think you're going to work so hard to make a living, that's not how things are. People are working from home now on computers. You see, my son is in the bed there, but my son operates his laptop more than he even talks. He's 3, but he knows how to operate his gadget. So even now, I'm trying to help him. When he grows, he doesn't do the job seeking. I want him to start earning when he's young. So when he grows, he doesn't have to look for a job. You don't have to look for a job. You don't have to look for a job. And see, this world has really changed. Me, sometimes I be and I look at people, and it is also very bad to discuss other people. Yeah? Discussing other people. When other people are discussing business and things that add value to them, and for you they are discussing someone. I hate that. I don't do that anymore. But anyway, we've talked for enough. Jose Andrew Anderson is my name. Thank you very much for the people we started with, and for those who are going to watch this video when it is done. I love you so much, and I mean it. The number you're seeing there is my WhatsApp number. We can always chat and talk. I have a lot of time. I'm like a sekadama. I'm always home, totally doing nothing, taking care of my son. So we can always talk, chat, as long as they are developmental things. Yeah, as long as they are developmental things. That's my WhatsApp number. You can always WhatsApp, we chat, we talk. Developmental things. Things that add value on us. If they don't add value on us, we keep away from them. That's why I noticed that girls don't add value on me. Because now you think of it. I wash clothes. I cook food. I clean the house. I take care of my son. Why do I need a girl? For what? To start getting money from me. Even when me, I'm not okay. I'm starting afresh. No. Let the ones who can afford them have them. We don't have a problem. And girls don't get depleted. No, girls are there. At any time you will find them. They used to tell us the right ones are not yet born. But now this is what will happen. If God helps me, yeah, and all things work out very well, I'll come here and I will look for a girlfriend. Yeah, I will look for a wife from here. By the way, I've told it to you today. I will look for my wife on social media, to be specific, on this YouTube channel, BCM Uganda. I'll look for a wife from here. Yeah. Come to think of it, yes, that's what I'll do. I'll look for a wife from here. I will come, and of course I'll be like, for a guy, my thing is losing focus. Okay. You see, for a guy, if you have money, you can get any kind of girl you want. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to first work hard. Yeah, I put up some investments, I work hard. I don't know whether it will take like 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years. After making those investments, then I will come here and I tell you, I want to get a girlfriend for marriage, and we will do everything on camera. Like The Bachelor. Have you watched The Bachelor? I've watched The Bachelor. We'll do it here. Then I'll get a wife. And I think my son will be understanding. I'll tell my son, who do you want to be your mother? And then we make a selection. Who doesn't want a guy who is okay? Yeah? Then we will make a selection, me and my son. Of course, there now, to entice, to get more people, you put a car. The one who becomes a wife, they give her a car. Then what else? Then they start for her a business. That will be like the prize. Then we look for our Tyler will be looking for a new mother. Me, I'll be looking for a wife. We will be looking for a wife on this platform. Yes. But after achieving the things I want in life, but now since I'm broke, I don't have right to even talk about women. I don't have that right. I don't have that right to talk about women. Why? I don't have the money to give them, because they are all money minded, and they come with a lot of chaos. They are asking, you're answering. It's like you're in court. Who are you talking to? Who are you? Who have you called? I don't want those things. Nah. Let me be. Girls nowadays. Now I saw this guy who was. But anyway, it is 11:44. Luze Andrew Anderson is my name. I'm happy that you guys have come through. Today I've been really, really happy, though my day had started bad. Even when I came here I was feeling tired, but you guys have made my day. Yes, so I feel good. So I gotta go sleep so that tomorrow I wake up early. I take my son to school. Sometimes, there are times we used to sleep and we wake up like at 1 in the evening. Can you imagine? The biggest problem I have, by the way, ever since being a dedicated 24/7 single dad, is waking up. We have a very big problem with waking up. Sleeping, we are okay, but waking up in time. Because sometimes it keeps awake up to 2, 3. So when we sleep too much. Most of the people think that when people don't wake up very early in the morning, they are not hardworking. Me, I work more at night than during day. I work more at night because I feel I can think, I can concentrate. So I work more at night than during day. So as people are sleeping, I'm working. And as they are working, I'm sleeping. So waking up, going to school is our hardest. By the way, it is the hardest. Initially, the hardest was washing clothes. Washing clothes was the hardest. But now, we got a solution for that. But now waking up, I want to buy an alarm which is big and it makes noise. I want to buy an alarm like this size. And the good thing, if I wake up, You know, if we spend a week waking up at a given time, let me say at exactly 7. If we spend a week now, my son starts waking me up, yeah? Tyler, you will wake me up today, right? Yeah, you wake me up. So guys, let me go sleep so that we don't reach late at school. But I want to say I love you so much. You are my new community. We are building a community. We are not building a platform, no. We are building a community. I want, when the people here, and I know you by names, if you're stranded and you feel you want to talk to someone, I'm here. And don't mind, I use English only when we are here. After here, we speak our native language. Just that I have some friends who don't understand Kiganda, so we felt like we cannot leave them out. So we have to use a little bit of English here and there. But don't mind, we'll be talking in Kiganda. So for the people who have come in a little late, Luze Andrew Anderson is my name. Let's call this a wrap. In case you missed out, you can review this video. Please watch the whole of it. Please watch it. Support me. Yeah. Okay, so now I think we are going to be calling it a wrap. Thank you very much for the people who started with me. Thank you very much, my friends, the no subscribers from Tanzania. Thanks, my friends from the UK. Thanks, my friends from the UAE. Thanks, my friends from Rwanda. Thanks to my friends, the new friends. I'm creating a new community from Kenya. Yes. Thank you very much, of course, for watching through and subscribing. So until when we catch up tomorrow, sometime, some place. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. I still remain yours humbly, Luze Andrew Anderson, signing out. Bless ya.